more we do this process, it's almost like a quantum field. Kind of moves us into a new environment, new situation. And said, oh, good. So glad you're there. And it tunes us in. And look at that. Look at just like we walked around the room. Go slow with big decisions, with changes, with what you're going to do in each new moment. Go into it slow. And in this space is good at figuring out and doing. So, I want to use this moment. We were going to discuss something, and I'm going to hold on that for a moment. I want to use this moment right now that we're all together before our celebratory dinner tonight, which is going to be nice in a little while. I want to just touch on a little bit of the company and where we're going and some of the subtle yet powerful fine-tuning that's happening. And a lot of, as has always been the case with this company, this experience, company is not even the right word. I've often said it'd be nice to really turn this into purely a foundation, because it's really what this is. This is really not a work. We're not after growing some big company that has lots of profits, and we're really after changing the planet. Our goal is changing the planet, staying in the quantum field. We've always used the name quantum wave in that process, because to us quantum, great name, quantum nonlinear wave. And at this point it's become clear, increasingly clear, that we're going to kind of slightly refine that a little bit. And we want to share with you all, this is the first occasion we're sharing. As we mentioned, we're opening an office in Arizona on Monday. The office is being guided by someone we trust deeply, a friend, someone who loves the laser. They've helped us set up our office initially in Arizona. They have profound background and skill and competence in the direct selling industry. She gets the vision. She gets who we are. She gets the vision. She wants to help take it to a new place. And thankfully, she has a handful of people who have worked with her in other projects, who all happen to be at this moment converging. I said to one of the people on our team recently, it's almost as though we have somehow arrived into a dream team in the direct selling industry. We finally have our really good, solid team. You all have met the folks in Vermont who do great team, great people, just really good community team. Well, this group and the folks in Arizona are same. Great people, good people, coming from the right place. As we open this office in Arizona, we're going slow with it. We're not like, for us, nothing's too definite, there's a name that's been kind of coming through very strong. And it's interesting because for some while I've been saying that there's a lot of different technology and things that use the word scalar. You probably see there's scalar pendants, there's scalar this, there's scalar this. And I've been saying for some while to people, from my perspective, we have a unique new approach to scalar. A lot of devices that have scalar, if I use them or go near them, I can feel the energy, but they don't put me into a subtle state. So to me, that's great. And a lot of the technologies that do scalar, they put it on you, then they test your arm. Are you stronger? And to me, that doesn't prove a whole lot, For me, I'm looking, the thing that proves to me that I'm in the space I want to be in, do I dissolve into the universe, So for me, I've been saying for a while that we really have a new approach to scalar. Our approach to scalar is really new. It's not traditional scalar. And I can only qualify that because our approach creates a certain effect. That effect, of course, is still point. Our approach of scalar induces the dissolution into the subtle, what we call still point. Yet recently, I'm often, when we're traveling, I don't sleep great in hotels, often doing different things. And I was kind of surfing around, reading on some quantum things and quantum physics, quantum theory. And I came across this fascinating thing on scalar. Basically, it's a new theory called quintessence theory, which on the one hand is a word that I love, quintessence. It's always been a word that I felt very, I like the word. And so this quintessence theory, I was reading about it, and basically this theory is basically a new scalar field theory. Kind of sounds new agey, but it's not. It's a highly theoretical, mathematical principle describing the energy of the universe. And this new scalar field theory, basically, when I read it, was a perfect kind of scientific explanation of our new approach to scalar. Basically, what it was saying is traditionally the view of the scalar field is that it's a constant. It's a constant state. It's an energy, and that energy is a constant energy, which to some extent I relate to, and to me it is very much a constant. Yet the problem for me with a constant is that we're adjusting, from my perspective right now on planet Earth, not only our planet, our star, to me the galaxy and the universe right now is opening. To me, this new season is opening our universe and creation to different planes that have been sort of outside of the creative experience. Certain yogis and spiritual traditions discuss this. To me, it's like a big flower that opens, and that flower opens, and now the flower, has now the air and the birds, and there's a whole bigger experience going on. Well, the scalar phenomena of this creation, to me, if it's static, it doesn't adjust and accommodate for that larger relativity. Well, this new quintessence theory basically discusses the scalar field as having a variable of relative constants. It's not how they describe it, but it's how I describe it. In other words, it's a constant, but it also has a sense of responsiveness to the new phenomena to reset a new relative constant relativity. Does that make sense? And to me, it completely aligns with my experience of scalar. Because if it was just one scalar energy and you have it, well, guess what? It's like a static thing, and to me, the scalar that we're working with is otherwise you just fixate to it and okay, great, you become posited to it. The scalar that I'm attracted to in the way that I induce it in our approach, our devices don't create scalar. It opens up to the scalar phenomena. In the laser, we weave waves and we're opening the scalar field. We're not sending scalar energy. We're opening space. And the scalar field, to me, is perfectly suited to respond appropriately to us because it's relative and it establishes a new state of constant. As a result of all this, we are the name that's been kind of coming very clear to us of lately. It just keeps kind of coming, and so we're kind of finally saying, okay, we haven't really wanted to change the name because we have lots of videos with the name in it and different banners and all sorts of things, and we love the name. So we're not really dissolving necessarily Quantum Wave. We're still going to just kind of see how the process unfolds with it. Yet the name that's been very strong lately is New Scalar, N-U Scalar, New Scalar, as a name that kind of represents this new expression of scalar energy and really defines our family of products as products that are dedicated to opening up this experience of new scalar energy, be it in a new scalar laser, be it in a new scalar field generator. Now, we haven't totally set on shifting from quantum wave, yet we have kind of this new product line, and I want to share with you the first of the products, which we're calling the new scalar laser. The scalar laser, by the way, is still the name of the scalar laser. We're not changing the name of the scalar laser. And we may continue this to be a division of quantum wave. We're kind of finding our way with it. We do have the name quantum wave, and we're not, it's going to be it's not a change or a linear this to this. It's more of a kind of opening. Yet new scalar is something that is very, very strong. So the first product that I want to share with you, Everyone go ahead and take a nice big breath in. And let me just say one more thing. Just drop in right there. The thing that I want to say about this new scalar is that all the technologies that we're working on have one thing in common. They're all designed to tap in to this new scalar experience emerging right now as a tool, as a resource. And one of the things I like about this is that for people out sharing the products, it's like, well, what are we sharing? Are we sharing laser? Are we sharing still point? Are we sharing neutrality? And the thing that I really want to simplify is that, hey, this is a tool for this new scalar energy. And why is that beneficial, whether it's the Wi-Fi, whether it's the laser? Why is that beneficial? Because guess what? This new scalar energy is a valuable resource for pain, for anti-aging, for looking young, for feeling positive energy, for alchemy. In other words, it's not the laser that has all these benefits. It's this new scalar state of energy. Some of the plans that we have that we'll be announcing soon, we have a new type of crystal we've been developing, which we're going to, of course, call new scalar crystals. It's an advanced ceramics that emits scalar energy. And we're looking to take that technology and make water purifiers out of it because it's great on water. It alkalizes the water. It transforms water into high-spinning crystal energy.
Yes.
There's so many applications to it. We've been working on it for a while. It's a beautiful technology. You can wear them, and it just feels like, oh, that feels great. You can put a little chunk of it in your tub. It takes the chlorine out.
Oh, wow.
You can use it as a fuel tool to enhance your fuel, a little fuel. You can use it to put on EMF on wires. It just neutralizes on your computer, on your cell phone. Really, really beautiful technology. It is a crystal that is tuned to this new scalar energy. We also have a line of Ormus products. I touched on Ormus earlier. That's based in an iridium approach that we've been developing. Again, why? That iridium activates as a conduit for this new scalar energy to flow through and emerge. So we'll see how we translate it. It might be that we just kind of have a line of products within the quantum wave family that is the new scalar kind of line of products. We're kind of just letting the universe kind of organize and dial it in, which I'm sure it will. This is not, I'm not going and getting rid of our quantum wave signs or our quantum wave website or our quantum wave. I love the name quantum wave. To me, quantum, nonlinear wave. I love it. And we're trying to define, so when you're sharing a product, hey, this is a new scalar thing. And what does that mean? Oh, let me tell you what that means, and let me tell you why that's important in your life. All right, so the first product I want to share that we do have is a new laser.
Wow.
Is a new laser. Let Essie be the...
Uh-oh.
It's a white laser. It's a white case. Thank you. Can I have a hug? Look at that. You match our laser. Told you. Did I not tell you that she's...
Why?
So this is a new laser. We've been working on this for a while. We've had a prototype. I've been using it a lot for a while. This has been a laser that I use quite a bit. It is an all-violet laser. There is no red or infrared. I'll give you a sample. It's so powerful for me when I put it on in a room. If someone's using it, I'm just going to put it on and let you kind of get a little taste of. You may want to put what? We'll just put it on. We'll see.
These are not LEDs, right?
You can put if you want to put the lights. See if you can notice. Everyone take a moment, drop it in the quantum field, drop it in the still point. So basically this laser has same outer violet LEDs and the internal, where there's normally 8 red and 8 infrared, There's 16 violet laser diodes. Laser diodes. It's the first handheld unit that has violet laser.
Way to go, Paul.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Very
awesome.
it's very subtle. Can anyone feel a little bit?
I know. Goose pimpling.
I'm going to go through a couple of programs on it. Just see if you can tune in. This one's quantum. I use this a lot, and I tell you, it works really quick. It works really quick. My big attraction to violet light is that violet light activates electrons into order and into ether faster than anything. That's the reason I like violet laser. It's why I've been working towards coming out. Isn't that nice? It's got a very subtle. I'll go to activate now. We're calling this the lotus laser.
Oh, yes. Wow.
It's the lotus laser. With the new scalar. Really, the new scalar is about the technology. So it's called new scalar technology infused in the lotus laser. That's kind of the... We wanted to differentiate from scalar because there's so many other things right now that are using scalar. And our view is that our approach to scalar, it's not like the other scalar. You find me another scalar that puts me into the still point. I haven't seen one. Even the $40,000 scalar chamber, they have a chamber that you sit in. I went in it and it was like, definitely not, it was a lot of energy, but it didn't put me into still point. It's important that we really qualify what makes our technology really unique. It's the inducing into still point. So that's activate, that feels good, yeah? That's subtle, the energy's flowing up here. Nectar's opening up. And this one's unity. Isn't that nice? It's really, it's like luscious, you know, it's like really subtle. So this is, we're going to share this evening, we are printing up some flyers because we have a couple of new things going on in terms of pricing in our packages. I'm going to do one more on Wave. Cohere for a moment. I skipped over Cohere, which is a really nice one on this. Cohere just kind of opens the lotus. It's just lotus. A couple of things about this laser is, for starters, we're designing it as a we're designing it. It's not at least for right now, a medical laser. This is really designed purely as a laser that is non-medical. It's designed for yoga, for alchemy, facial rejuvenation, veterinary, all the things that are non-medical. Quantum field work, which is how I use it. I use it extensively on the quantum field. To me, it's a phenomenal quantum field cleansing purification technology. It's a profound alchemy technology. We are about to go into production. We have boards coming in this week, and we are literally about to make our first batch of a couple hundred units. So you're the first ones to find out about it. We've been careful. Our goal in bringing pricing down in the main unit has been that we finally now can get violet laser diodes, lower powered violet laser diodes in a way. Previously, if I had made this, it would have been an $8,000 or $9,000 laser. Now we've brought it to the point where we're bringing the main unit price down so that the retail price on this will be around $3,500. And we're going to do an initial launch special, which we're going to share with you all tonight for less, like in the $2,900 range, which is really for a violet. The only other violet laser on the market's like $18,000, and they use the same kinds of diodes, only you get, I believe, one of them in it. One of them. This has 16 violet lasers in there.
I see you can still attach a probe.
Oh yeah, you can take the probe. You can attach a probe. You can attach the Wi-Fi. We actually designed this to be kind of a companion piece to the Wi-Fi. Same color white case as the Wi-Fi.
Okay.
And it's just really designed. These are quantum field tools, really transformational quantum field cleansing tools. Yes, sir.
Apart from the violet diodes, like the actual like the scalar
Yes.
technology,
Yes.
how is this unit vary from the?
Same.
It's the same.
Same scalar technology, though the violet light kind of has an added benefit of accelerating electrons into higher spinning state, which just enhances the scalar effect.
Okay.
Same technology, though. Everything is the same except the violet lasers. Our approach, there's nothing new about our approach to scalar. Our approach to scalar, I've said for a long while, is a new approach to scalar because it's not the same as 90% of all the other scalar technologies is very different. The rest of it just sends out this energy. The scalar energy we work with it's nonlinear. Every other scalar technology that I see, they're translating scalar through a linear format. And what I'm doing is trying to create a format that continues to translate scalar down into that nonlinear state. So wherever it is, it could be right here, but it still has that texture of a nonlinear phenomena. Yes?
Have you and Lily been using it lately?
Yeah.
Because I noticed a big difference since I saw you in Las Vegas.
Oh, yeah?
Like a teenager.
Yeah.
And it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's stunning.
Yeah, I've had one that I've been playing around fine-tuning with different diodes for a while to get the right effect. Because there's different diodes, and I really, in particular, to the right diode that has the right subtle softening kind of effect. And we finally got it. The right price diodes, the right diodes. And so you're the first ones to be privy to this. I want to also highlight, something we're going to touch on a little bit this evening is part of the change in the direction of our company is that we're going to be making some enhancements to the compensation plan. And those enhancements are being made in large part because, well, for a number of reasons. And to me, they're really geared around helping people find and arrive at what their place is with the program. What are the things, most companies, when they have a direct selling or a company like this or a program, their goal is basically to give people an opportunity. To say, oh, it's like a career path. And so they develop their program, their plan, so they say, well, how do we make it really easy for people to go out and do something? And usually companies there's a three-step process. First is going out and sharing things with people. The second is to create people that want to be leaders, who want to then work with the people that are sharing things and who want to do less of the sharing but more of the, hey, how are you doing? I want to work with you. I can show you how to do this. And then you have that kind of as a next step career path. And then there's a next career path for folks that end up wanting to be, take it to the next level, and all these different programs and plans accommodate for that. Well, we did a lot of reflecting recently and some consulting as well to kind of look at, well, what is it that we're offering? What is it that we want to be offering as a program for people in our community to be doing? And to me, it's just really clear. There's one kind of first step process of sharing people with lasers with people as a still point practitioner. Doing demonstrations, unwinding people, working on people's pain, which so many people in our network do really well. Well, we have a great program for that. That program already exists. The next part that to me is really clear is we have this, what we're now calling still point facilitator program. And that's for people that really want to help to really organize and do live streams and kind of help share the message of still point facilitator. And there's some interplay between those. And we already have that, but what we're trying to do is to kind of define that a little bit more so that people make that conscious choice. To me, half the battle in things is having a reference. So many people go through life without establishing a reference around things. And so the things end up pushing people around, and they don't really get into it because they haven't contained the structure of saying, well, this is what it is, and this is how I accelerate at it. What we want to do is really define, first step in process, defining, well, what is it that we want to set the task for? Well, if you have laser and you want to work on people, great, get out and work on people. I see a bunch of people in this room that do that and do it really well. Well, if you want to also help set up with some events and work with people, I see a bunch of the people in this room who are doing that and work really well. We're also going to be launching, and we'll share more about this evening, a new Voyager program, which is for people that really want to be able to buy some packages of lasers and to be able to have 2, 3, 4 lasers so they have them on hand. One of the things Lily and I did really well way back when we used to do this is we always had lasers on us. So everywhere we went, someone wanted to get a laser, we'd say, oh great, here you go, you can take it. The big part of what we did when we did expos, we always knew if we had 10 lasers with us, we were way more apt to sell 10 lasers at that expo than if we had 2 lasers and we had to send them to people.
Yeah.
So we've developed a little Voyager program to allow people that are comfortable selling, people that want to make a little bit more return on their investment, take a little bit more of that responsibility on to be able to do that. And so that's technically going to be our Voyager program. Each of these different programs fuses in, and people can kind of mix and match and do a little bit of each of them if they want. Yet we want to be really clear with our network, well, here are options. If you want to grow your abundance and be successful, here are some easy ways to do it. Most of the enhancements which we're going to be introducing, we'll share some of them tonight and tomorrow. They're nice things. They're based on the things we already have. We're just applying a little bit more structure to them and giving people kind of a little more opportunity. We shared them with one of our upper emissaries from Canada who left earlier, and she liked all of them. She said all the changes we discussed to her sounded really good and like things that she would we could see helping it. She said it gives her more options. And that's really what we want to do. And they're all based on what Lily and I, our journey and what we used to do and what we've been successful at doing. And we'll share more about that a little bit later. Everyone go ahead and take a nice big breath in and drop in. Yes.
I just wanted to go back to the new Wi-Fi you were
Yes.
talking about.
Yes.
Will there be other changes to it other than the dial?
No, it'll be the exact same. Come with the same 6 settings. It's going to be the exact same unit that we have here, only functionally. And it's going to be a little while. It'll be a few months before we have made those changes. It'll be the exact same unit. It'll alleviate some of the questions that we hear a lot. Is basically the only change that it will have.
What questions do you hear?
Oh, just about the dials and the this. But functionally, it'll be the exact same unit.
What about pricing, do you think?
Pricing, we're going to give out some sheets. We have new pricing on almost everything right now that we're introducing right now. Our goal as a company is to bring lasers down in price. We want lasers to be available, and we've been waiting to bring our goal is to have the handheld down a little bit and the full set down. Well, the good news is now we have another laser. So for our emissaries that go out and set up clinics and things with a nice package set, well, now we have another laser. So now a full set is a main unit, one of each of the probes, our medical device laser, one of each of the probes, and our all-violet Lotus laser. And that now compromises the full set. Yes?
So now the violet laser to be a full set.
Yes.
Could be the handset plus 2, the red and the infrared, right?
Infrared, you have the red, the infrared, and the violet.
Why do you need the violet if the whole?
Still have the violet probe. Yeah, we're not doing away with the 100 milliwatt violet probe. It's a 100 milliwatt probe. It still has a lot of value. The benefit to this one is that you have a wide surface area and it has a slightly different effect for things like organs and chakras. And for me, this big one, I've been using it for a while. I use this one a lot. This is now something that's a big part of when I do unwind in sessions. I considered for a while, should I bring it around and use it when I'm doing events? And I said, no, I better use the same one everyone's using. But it's that more, it takes you that much, it's powerful. Now that said, I don't want to devalue the main unit because when I'm not feeling well or if I have an injury, I'll often go to the main unit, the current scalar laser. It's great. The red, the infrared, that works fantastic on knees, on shoulders. This one really is an alchemy tool. It's really designed for alchemy. It's really great for facial rejuvenation. It's really great for activating high-spinning electrons. For me, the thing that I am very drawn to in this is it puts me right into that high-spinning state. Saliva opens up. And I am looking in my life now for more and more things that put me into that high spinning state, including foods. We touched on foods earlier. You know, there are very specific foods for me that put me into that high spinning state. Yes?
I don't think we did do the foods.
No, I'm going to finish before we go break for dinner.
How do we do this with the face? Put it-
Just turn it on and put it over the face.
Okay.
Works great.
I've been noticing that your skin's been looking really good.
Oh, yeah, really?
Yeah.
Oh, great. I'm not sure I've used it on my face at all, but I'm glad to hear that. What? I look younger? Really? Oh, good. Good, I'm very glad to hear that. What's that?
How much time would you spend per session on your face?
Me personally?
Or
I'm too busy dissolving my body into consciousness. I've never, aside from doing an event, rarely have I ever done on my face. But if I wanted to work it on my face, I'd probably do 10, 15, 5, 10 minutes, just go around. You know, the key is regularity. You know, anything you want to unwind, never look at this as something where you need to use it for 2 hours over an area to fix the area. The key in everything, every structure that I unwind is to get it, to unwind it, collapse it. When it's collapsed, I'm done. It collapses in 2 minutes or 20 minutes. When the structure collapses, I'm done for that session because now it's a receptor of cosmic energy. Then come back and do it again. Do it once a day, twice a day, do it again, do it again. If you do it in area structure once, 2, 3, 4 occasions a day for a couple weeks, that structure is going to start to say, I'm tuned, I'm tuned, I'm tuned at a certain point. That's why I tell people that's why these retreats are so powerful. Everyone again, drop in. Quickly, open the quantum field, scan around the periphery of the field. Now squeeze the root. Squeeze it in. Drop it out. Squeeze it in. Out. Now settle it, lock it, drop it right in. Dissolve anything. There's no trust changes we're making to the name, to price. Everything is going to make the process easier and unwind things easier. Nothing here. New violet laser people are going to love. The new pricing people are going to love. The new ways that we have to grow abundance are going to help. We're looking at the data of the network of what's happening. The things that we're making changes for are designed to take the things that are working for people and to make it easy so everyone can do that. All the changes we're going to introduce are based in studying our current situation. What are the people that are successful doing? And how do we encourage everyone else to do that so they can grow more abundance? Every one of the changes has that as the goal. So stay open, okay? Stay open. It's easy. Planet Earth, structures on planet Earth have been very comfortable in their structures. And change is not something structures like. Structures in the last season, structures on planet Earth currently, they don't like change. Why? Because that means they have to shift. Our structures, even quantum wave, everything we're doing, we're not dissolving it and making it go away. We're shifting it so we can open up and embrace something fuller and so that it also could stay intact. There's nothing here, even quantum wave. Quantum wave has a special place in our experience, and we want to open that. We want to see, well, what else is ready to flower out from that? All right, good. Yes.
The purple probe.
Yes.
I know that the new one has more, I think you said
16 lasers, correct.
lasers.
They're-
But
they're-
violet as a probe
yes.
has the same capacity.
Is it like 100 nanometers or
Same nanometers, 405. Both are 405 nanometers. The power is different.
Of the power.
Yeah, the violet probe is more powerful, more concentrated. The handheld has many more diodes, but they're lower powered.
Lower.
Purposefully, because there's some systems that respond, from my perspective, better to lower power. Some better higher power. Glands, certain subtle things, I like lower power. That's why I use the handheld on a lot of glands and base of the root, the chakras. Violet probe, different, very different effect, more concentrated.
If you use the probe further away, would that
Yes.
lessen the amount that a person would get concentrated?
It diffuses it, yeah. It's like homeopathy. It has a subtler kind of effect.
Right.
Different. I have the violet probe and I have this, and I still don't use one in place of the other. Each of them to me has a If I'm doing an unwind, I use this. I don't use the violet probe. If I'm working on activating up in the nose, I use the violet probe. If I'm working on it, I still love the violet probe. To me, they're both slightly different, have slightly different effect. Yes?
When you do facials with that, what would you use?
If I was doing facials, I would do quantum.
Quantum?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
On the whole face?
I would do
Just
quantum
like-
on the whole face, and I would do the thymus gland. The most important, that's what it looks like.
Okay.
That's what it looks like. Thank you. Most important thing for the thymus gland is the face is the thymus gland.
Okay, so you do 10 minutes and then?
10 minutes so, then thymus. If your thymus is open, your face is going to open.
Wow.
If your thymus is shut, people age, wrinkle.
Oh.
Glandular physics define aging. If your adrenals are constantly on, aging happens. I tell you, the fastest way to turn around aging is unwind the adrenal glands, open the thymus. If the thymus is open, it induces neutrality, ether space. If your adrenals are on, it does the opposite. It shuts down ether space. That's the whole essence of this process. If you go through life with adrenaline, you're going to have body personality. You go through life with thymus gland, you're going to have quantum field energy of the universe. Yes?
It's also for facials, would you use that lotus with the bio probe? Is that something?
I might. Absolutely. I might use the violet probe on specific wrinkles or blotches or areas like that.
It'd be like compound interest or-
Compound interest, that's right. That's right. I've been wanting, when we started making the laser, I wanted to just make all violet laser. And that's it. No red or infrared. I think Lily was the one who said, no, this is really good for pain and injuries. And she was right. I have a major pain, a major situation. The red and infrareds really get in there and build tissue and have a great effect. I still love profoundly our main unit. I don't want anyone to think that this is, the replacement. It's not. It is really different. It's like a different tool. It's like in your toolbox when you have, a screwdriver that does one thing and then you have another one with a flat head that's totally different. It's totally different. This is purely alchemy. The other one is purely injury, pain, regeneration, and alchemy. I get a lot of alchemy effect on that one too. All right, real quick. Again, let me just recap. The violet laser is really, really good for activating high-spinning electrons. When I turn it on, it immediately activates lymph. It immediately activates energy flow along the spine. If I point it up in the glands in the brain, it's profoundly good for activating the pineal pituitary glands. There are a couple other things that I do a lot to activate Ormus. Everyone understand what Ormus is?
No.
Ormus is a name that someone in the 80s, 90s came up with to describe this high-spinning ether substance. It's Ormus. It has to do with the electron spin becoming orbitally rearranged. So traditionally, electrons flow in a certain pattern, and that defines, based on the electron, the different elements are all based on how the electron's spinning, different states of matter. Well, when electrons go into a state where they become superconductive and they move really, really fast, they phase shift and they turn into, a lot of people say when they make Ormus, you can make Ormus, it turns into this white fluffy stuff. It looks like a cloud, it floats around. Well, Ormus is in high concentrations in your body. It's in ocean water, sea salt. It's in air, it's in deep spring water, really deep spring water. And there are certain foods that it's in. So in my experience, I am constantly wanting to induce more high-spinning ether. It's the same thing as mana. And my goal is to induce that Ormus, because why? That Ormus is what makes up your white matter in your brain. It makes up the cerebral spinal fluid. It makes up all these high-spinning conditions in the body. So for foods, the foods that I eat certain foods. Everyone go ahead and drop in. My experience just kind of dropped in. As I was referring that, I felt the sacrum kind of drop in, and then energy went up the spine, dropped in, the cranium. Frontal lobe. Look in life for the moments when that happens naturally. Scan your field, just cut any cords. And squeeze in again, just activate straight up. So the foods that I eat to try to keep Ormus going constantly, to me, food is very simple. Food will either shut you down and shut electron spin down. Same with everything you put into your field. Anything that comes into your field, you should be considering what is the effect it's going to have on the electron spin in your body. Deodorant, hairspray, toothpaste, shampoo, paints in your home, bug repellent, soaps under your sink. Anything you spray in your house is going to get into your field and into your cells and into your organs. Anything you put in your food, cell phones, computers, cars, everything that you have in your reality is going to either shut down your electron spin state or open it up into a high spin state. So pare back on sprays and deodorants, and all that stuff's just way overrated. Go under your sink, get rid of anything that has names you don't understand, get rid of it. Really, go out, health food store, buy 1 or 2 good soaps. You can use them on everything. Foods, you want to eat foods that have a specific effect at activating electrons, not degrading them. Fruits, vegetables. I always tell people, to me there's 2, forget the fat, protein, carbohydrate food groups. Those are nonsense. It's completely irrelevant in this new season, from my perspective. There's 2 food groups that I eat from. One is the electron-rich foods. Any food that has vital electrons is really good for you. Fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, grains. Unprocessed foods, organic foods, non-GMO foods, electron-vital foods. And to me, I eat mostly from another food group that I call the high-spin electron superfoods. Foods that activate this Ormus energy. There are certain foods that are very high in these Ormus elements. Carrots. There's 2 elements in particular. One's called rhodium and one's called iridium.
Say that again?
There's 2 key elements in monoatomics that are really good for really good. One is called rhodium and one is called iridium. Rhodium is very good. They're both in superconductive states. Rhodium is great. It opens your thymus gland up. It's great for your lymph. It's great for your immune system. It's great for optimal wellness. And iridium is important because iridium activates your DNA. Iridium to me is profound, which is why a new product we're going to be releasing soon is a unique high-spin state of superconductive iridium that you can spray on your face, you can spray it, you can drink it, you can spray it up your nose, you can spray it on areas, then laser the area. This stuff is awesome. I've been playing around with it. Lily says when she sprays it over any wrinkles or anything, they go away. Everything goes away. It's really cool stuff. And so I try to eat foods that are high in this stuff. I eat carrots. Carrots are loaded in rhodium and iridium. One of the strongest sources, which is why there's all these great cures that say drink carrot juice. Aloe vera is one of the highest sources of rhodium and iridium. I drink aloe vera like it's water. I'll drink a big glass of it. And sure enough, go drink a big glass. Most people say, oh, they can't stand this. The taste doesn't taste good. They don't like how it tastes. Drink a big glass of it and check in how your field feels. I drink a glass of it and I just dissolve into still point. Drink the drink the good stuff, the non-pesticide. And just drink like that much of it. You'll see it'll just drop you right into still point. If I'm ever traveling and you're flying or something comes up or something you're not feeling great, go find a big glass of aloe vera, drink the whole thing down. You'll just totally dissolve. Most people say, oh, it makes them go to the bathroom. Well, yeah, it does until you clear out of your colon. You drink it for a week or two, you'll go to the bathroom a lot, and then you won't anymore once your colon's cleared out. All right, that's aloe vera. Again, aloe vera, oldest plant, healing plant in like 4 traditions in the Old Testament. It's like one of the first things mentioned. Aloe vera, powerful. Grapes. Grapes are one of the highest Concord grapes, and all grapes, loaded with monoatomic rhodium and iridium. By the way, your brain has a high percent of monoatomic rhodium and iridium. Monoatomic is another name for ormus, monoatomic elements. High-spinning superconductive elements. Ether, solid, liquid, gas. These are just names for ether. Grapes, I tell you, grape juice is a mystic. It's been referred to in every mystic tradition, the grape. There's whole things written about the what's that called? The rubaiyat, or it's all about the grape, as this mystic experience, substance. It's profound. I live on grapes. I love grapes. I could eat grapes. That's all I could eat. And sure enough, there's another healing system that says just eat grapes until whatever you have is healed. These are foods that have ormus, that have a lot of ormus. Blue-green algae, spirulina, loaded with ormus. Many purple foods have a certain ion transfer loaded with ormus. I go around in the store. If anything purple, I grab it. Purple cabbage, grab it. I get the purple cabbage, put a little bit of pumpkin seed butter in there. Anything else you want. Sprouts, grapes, anything. Make a little pocket out of it. Those things are fantastic. Any fruits, plums, anything purple, eat it. It has good monoatomic experience. How do I know that? Is that something that I know for sure? No, I only know it because for me, if a food has a lot of ormus in it, what's the effect that happens when you have ormus? If I have foods that have ormus, I drop into still point. I go, oh yeah, that's good. In Maui, there's always some new fruits that are there. Some years they're on, some years they're off. We were at Maui recently, and I hadn't seen them for a while. Those purple custard apple fruit, star apples, star fruit. Those like egg yolk inside.
Wow.
Round, purplish. You know the one?
Passion fruit.
Star apple. That's right, star apple. Yeah.
Star apples. We don't know that.
Star apples. No, yeah, they're nothing. The apple, they're nothing like. You take that custard out, you put it in. For me, it's like, whoosh, we bought bags of it every day. All I did was eat those things. That's what I look for in food. My goal when I eat food is put it in my mouth and dissolve me away. That's why I eat food, to activate electrons. Any other food, put meat in front of me, no thanks. That's going to rob you of electrons. Just going to take your electrons you're going to burn electron energy to take it and to digest it and process it. And it's got a lot of adrenaline. It's going to corsify everything. Not that it's bad. If you go out and you eat, dude, it's not a big deal. Yet, be looking at what can you put into your field. You put it in, that starts to activate that flow of electrons. I love the experience. People often say, well, gee, you're vegetarian, you must not. We have plates. Lily makes plates. We put the cacao, chocolate. Cacao, really good, activates ormus. Certain seaweeds. I like purple seaweeds. Activates ormus. The ocean is loaded with ormus. The highest concentration of ormus is ocean water. It's really high. It's one of the highest. Loaded, which is why we go in the ocean. It feels really good. Go in the ocean. What does it do? It activates your high spinning, your lymph. You get out. You're like, whoa, that feels great. You're smiling. It feels great. Powerful. Powerful. Air. Tons of ormus in the air. Tons. Well, yogis say that there are these receptors. Watercress, loaded with ormus. Apricot kernels, banned in a lot of countries because they kill things. Loaded with ormus. Lots of berries. I eat tons of berries. Why? Berries are loaded with ormus. Particularly those nice reddish, purple, blue berries. Saskatoon berries. You name the berries, they're great. You eat berries a lot, it's going to activate your internal ormus. So again, when I'm looking around at foods, I'm like, gee, how many things can I find that have ormus in it? Kombucha. For me, kombucha has, I'm not sure how, it cultivates some kind of ormus effect. But get the ones that don't have a lot of fruit juices. A lot of the companies now, it's half ormus, half kombucha, half fruit juice, which shuts down sugar. What does sugar do? It shuts down that high spinning electron activity. Processed foods, sugar, all that stuff shuts down high spinning electrons. We want to activate foods, things that support high spinning. Good salt. You don't want to eat table salt. Eat sea salt. Sea salt's loaded with ormus. Getting the gist? If you're going to, to me, the main first food group is foods that have a lot of electrons. That's good for nourishing, rebuilding tissue. Second key food group, ormus foods. And what do I do every day to make sure I have ormus? I make sure every day my body is nice, activated. I got lots of nice, fresh ormus energy experience. Any questions about food in that? Okay, good. Let's finish up with one last thing. This is a process that I use to activate ormus. I call it ether size. It's part of the ormus-size family of processes. It's really easy. Everyone go ahead, drop in. Use the processes. Whatever's cooking, use the process. Scan the outside of the field, cut any cord. Great. Anything cooking right here? Anything cooking? If it is, just say aloha, welcome. Whatever's cooking in life. Basically what this process says is it says to that thing, you know what? Either that thing's going to process you, or you say to that thing, guess what? I'm welcoming you, I'm dissolving you, and we'll process and figure you out a little bit later. So just welcome, whatever it is, say aloha, great, thank you, allow it to dissolve. Don't let things process you. You come to quantum field, and that way you process things. They don't process us. Ah, good. Right there, just kind of shifted. Dissolve. Ah, good. Now squeeze the root. Still unwinding there. It's good. Squeeze the root. Just squeeze it in. It's kind of a front part and a back part at the root. There's the front part in the front near the perineum area, and there's the back at the base of the tailbone in the sacrum area. Yogis say there's a little gland at the base of the tailbone. And that gland, when it turns on, it starts to help channel energy up the spine. See if you can differentiate between the front, squeeze the front of the perineum, and then the back part over near the base of the sacrum. For me right now, I'm kind of holding both of those areas. They both kind of just set in. And energy kind of, the whole base root, nice sacrum locked in, nice energy flowing up the spine. Good. Now energy coming up the spine. It just keeps going up to the heart. Kind of just see as it just channels up. Are there any centers it kind of opens? Are there any centers for you right now that it kind of opens? Place tongue at the roof of the mouth. All All right, now, right there, kind of set in. Now here's what I want you to do. This is called ether size. Very gently, just bring in a little bit of air through your nostrils. Just kind of, it's not really breathing. Just bring a little bit of air in. All I'm doing is pulling air. Yogis say there are little receptors in the nose that absorb this prana, this chi, this ormus out of the air. It's not a breath work. This is a... Just see if you can... Stay totally relaxed when you do it. Everyone drop in the still point for a moment. Just drop in. And hold. And then right from there, just kind of breathe. The goal is just move air in and out, in and out. Place tongue at the roof of the mouth. Good. And then stop again. Just check in for a moment. Notice. Anybody notice anything? Yeah, anyone notice any energy? Move the tongue around a little bit, find that right place. Squeeze the base. Now again, just breathe in very gently, right through the nose, only through the nose. Right there for me, it started, this in and out kind of started going on its own and started kind of pumping. And for me, it's like pumping up right now. Kind of like a siphon. That siphon got going. And it's still kind of pumping. Filling up this space. To me, I liken this to pumping up. Now I'm resting here and there's this ether. Anyone feel that ether a little bit? If there's some saliva that opens up. Key to this is you pump it up a little bit and then you quiet, you go still and see what cultivates. Good. Now I'm going to keep going. Now I'm going to channel this around a little bit. Find an area in your body that you want to start to kind of direct this to. Maybe there's an injury or an area you've been dealing with. I went right down to the sacrum, the tailbone area. I'm not breathing in, I'm not efforting at all. I'm staying totally relaxed and at ease. All I'm doing is gently moving air through these receptors as it goes in and out right into the glands. And as I'm doing it, it's almost like, and then I almost stop a little bit. I'm not really pulling the air in, but there's still this pumping. Now the sacral area, it's like pumping up a bicycle pump, and it's pumping up, pumping up. And right there, I'm just going to stop there for a moment and just kind of hold it a little bit. Just kind of explore. What did we just do there? That feels great, and that immediately kind of opened up into the heart. Ooh, that's nice. Anyone else feel nice? Good. Now keep going with it a little bit. Now I'm going up to the mid chakras, the second, third. As I'm doing this, I'm just directing that. Ether isn't confined to space or distance. The internal organs, the liver area, then stop again for a moment. Just rest and see what you just pumped out. At a certain point, like right here, like I don't even need to keep breathing the air in and out. The ether is now going up to the heart area. It's kind of key is not how much air you bring in. The key is getting these receptors open. Yogis say there's a little chakra at the tip of the nose, and when they open this through pranayama, it opens these receptors, and then everywhere they go, they don't have to breathe, do breath work. They're absorbing ether through this little portal at the tip of the nose. For me right now, I'm about at that point. This is open, and at this point, it's like a siphon. I'm just suctioning ether in from the space around me. It's filling in this heart area. Now it's kind of like going up the whole area. It's just energy going up the spine. Once I get this going, well, you can work on anything. Now ether's pouring in. You can work on organs. You can work on the filling up. Now I'm just kind of filling up the whole body, the whole space of body. Place tongue at the roof. See if any saliva is opening. Now that ether is still siphoning and suctioning in. Now it's going out to the field around. I'm just filling in this whole field now with this ether. Good. I just drop back in the still point. Check in as you're in still point. Check in and see if you notice any energy flowing anywhere. As I drop into still point, energy is going up the base, up to the whole opening into the lotus. This is why you see so many of the yogis and mystics pictures. They have a big lotus or a big flower around them. That's good. Now that, to me, that's like having a meal. That's like saturating. You can do that same process. You can infuse that ether in the space around you. All right, good, good. And just dissolve right back into the quantum field. Even that, after I've done it, just level it out right into the quantum field. All right. We have a microphone. Anyone want to share about ether size? How was ether size? Was that easy? Did people feel ether? Give me a sense. Who here felt some ether start to flow? Yeah? Who wants to share? Anyone want to share about that experience, that process?
Produces a natural high.
Yeah, that's right. It's like a natural euphoria.
Floating, yes, yeah. It's very good.
Yeah. It's so easy. It's so subtle and easy
Yes.
that you can see how a huge percent of the planet missed it. And yet it's such a travesty. Because I tell you, what better panacea to heal whatever is going on than that? So if I am ever in a situation, I don't have a tool, I don't have a laser, I don't have this, it's okay. If I eat something, doesn't agree, start to not feel like I'm coming down with something, you're near someone, you start feeling like you're getting hit. I drop in, open quantum field, I just kick this in, I start channeling it, I channel it over here, I channel it. You see how easy it moves around? Isn't that easy? You just intend for it. You just kind of, not even intention, you just kind of consider it, and it starts channeling over to there. And then over there, and then eventually just say, oh, let's fill in all of this whole space. Anyone? Yes, please. Yogis stay in bliss because they do everything they can to keep that ether coming in. And that ether is the same thing they give you when you go to the dentist and they say, here, breathe this. And then you start laughing. That's the same thing.
So, I've taught yoga for many, many years.
Yes.
And this is kind of like an extremely subtle version of Kapalabhati.
Yes, totally.
And I just
Simplified
love
and
the
subtle,
subtlety of this. It's just fantastic.
Yeah.
I felt more saliva with this one than I
Yeah.
felt.
You do this process, for me, it just opens up. Saliva starts going to... There are a number of Taoist practices currently out around where they show you how to cultivate this chi in the saliva and then channel it in different places. For me, I just let the saliva fill up. And as soon as you swallow it, for me, it just takes me to... It's like taking some kind of LSD or something. You just let it fill up, it's charged up, and then a moment later, not that I'd ever know that, but in any event, but then it dissolves, and then it puts me into a whole nother state. And then I do it more, and I don't channel the saliva around to go to heal something. I just let it cultivate and then say, you figure out what you need to do. And my preference is that it takes me to another state of consciousness.
So I'm really, really appreciating how you're taking us into the more and more subtle.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to explain it to people.
Yeah.
But I think just getting it ways come.
Yeah, it does. And the beauty of it is that the subtle experience is so powerful. So even just a little bit that I'm sharing with you here, you take this home, and it's going to open up for you into the whole treasures of the kingdom. It's that powerful. It's a good work. Good work. Everything here is infused with this subtle essence. It's everywhere, and it's been in such a state of kind of being kind of repressed that it is anyone who takes a little step in that direction is waiting to come out. Mm-hmm. You go around yoga. That's why they say yogis go around and everything around them. They're not doing anything. Everything is just fluffing up in people. People are seeing things and they're popping. And be like that with everything in your reality. Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome. I was scared to say anything because I thought it was just me. It was my imagination that when you said this thing about the saliva, and I'm like caught myself. Like I was tasting something, and it was like, oh, okay. Like it was really cool. Like I just feel lightheaded.
Beautiful.
Like really woozy.
Beautiful.
It's awesome.
Beautiful.
No one is like, say, those guys, they sit there, they're, yeah, this is good, life is awesome. Like, hey man, we can do all this all the time, it's really cool. I like it a lot. It's like, wow, I say it backwards, wow, it's cool. Thanks, Paul.
You're welcome.
You're awesome.
Thank you. Thank you. They say that when the saliva is a certain place, it shifts, and it starts to have a certain taste, a distinct alkaline taste and a sweetness and a certain thing that happens. And when that happens, it opens.
It cures
It
your
opens.
thirst.
Yes. Yes. So thank you. Anyone else want to share about? That's a very subtle taste. Tomorrow we're going to come in and we're going to jump into the whole Orma-size. So now you have all the different key elements of Orma-size. Rooting, first element. The Orma-size, second key element. Lotus, occasionally I drop into a lotus position, and then the last is the ether size. When I do it, I'm combining all of those. I'm rooting, I'm having this, tongue is up, I'm opening this. Occasionally I'll drop into if you ever come to Maui at the beach, you'll see me when I get back. Kalan's probably seen me. I do this, you'd see me for a couple hours when I've been on the mainland. When I first get back, doing this, until eventually I just sit in the sand and I am dissolving and dissolving and dissolving. One of the things I love about Maui is I go to the beach, and between the ocean and this, I'm like, it cleanses me out from all the travel. Yes, please.
Well, the very first time I had a laser session from Barb, our dear Barb, and she used the violet probe. That was about what I said to her. I said, this is amazingly nurturing. I feel like I'm having a cosmic meal. She said, nobody ever said that to me before, but that was how it was. And then this experience with the ether, it's just so profound because it's there for everyone.
That's right.
If they just knew it.
Yes, that's right.
You know, and to know that they could take it in
Yes,
and what it could do for them.
yes.
And, you know, that's part of the sadness of who we are, is that we're separate from that sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we miss a part of ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah. That's okay.
So
Welcome
it
that.
is.
Welcome
It
that.
is because we are finding that part again.
That's right. That's right. Beautiful. Thank you. Good work, everyone. We're going to take a break. Do you want to say something? No? We're going to take a break. Just like everything else, you know, we're still in a cooking zone here. I can see it. Okay, so be easy. Whatever happened, dissolve it. It might not even be real. Okay? So collapse it, dissolve it, come back. See how the universe reorganizes. Don't take any previous moment as definitive in the next, especially when you're hanging around with us.
Yeah.
Practice ether size. Take a moment at some point. Breathe in through the nose. Breathe in through the nose. Very subtle. Let me give you one little hint about it. The more, there's all these folks that do fire breathing and all this strong, intense stuff. The more subtle you do this process, for me, it's not a breath process. I don't do any breathing in it. I'm resting in still point, and I'm simply pushing air up and down as subtle as I can through these receptors. I don't see this as an oxygen-air process. I see it as a picking up the ormus through receptors process. The key is the more relaxed and the more subtle you do it, the more that experience. Most yoga people that are so into doing this and trying and doing that you almost miss all the subtlety. So keep it when you do it. Go still point. Go very subtle until it starts to do you. That's where I just do it until it's like that sucking on the gas. At a certain point, it starts to flow out of the tank. I just do this until, for me nowadays, if you all weren't here, I just do that and it starts flowing. We are tuned to ether. We are tuned. Have that reference. Your field open, that means you're tuning to ether. Yes?
So what you're saying, it dwells within.
Totally. It's in, it's out,
Yeah,
it's everywhere.
yeah. There.
This ether, you know, many traditions, everything's been translated. Spirit, all these things have been translated. Yet all alchemy is the same. All flowers need sunlight. All humans need this subtle essence. That's what every religion, every true teaching is based on, this subtle essence. Just like every flower. No flower would grow. No flower would say, that's my sun. You know, the flower wouldn't be here if there wasn't a sun, period. No human is sustained by some different, we are all governed and guided by the same underlying fabric that weaves this entire play into existence. Whether we believe it or not. One of my favorite stories is a story of a yogi in India, a famous, great saintly individual. And the saint was always doing nice things. Anyone come over here and, you know, we'll feed you, we take care. And once some people showed up, beggar from the town, and this yogi happened to come by at the door of the little place they had there and went in. And the people, the disciples of his were telling the beggar, no, you can't come here, go away. And so the yogi walks past this scene and pulls the disciples aside and says, what's going on here? Why won't you let this beggar, this person in? And so they say, oh no, this beggar is an atheist. They don't believe in God. And so the yogi says, well, we believe in God. That's all that matters. Doesn't matter that they don't. Doesn't matter. When those that have accessed this energy, this essence, and followed this essence, they all say the same thing. No one of these, whether it's a shaman, whether it's a saint, none of them, when you see the real ones, none of them have any different story. They have compassion, they have understanding, they have love, they have sweetness, they agree with everyone. It's the nature of this energy. This energy sees you as me. Famous saying in every tradition, I am you, I am that I am. This ether is what unites us. So let's make sure we have a good amount of it so we can go around and see everyone as what it is. Okay? Okay.
Thank you.